Well, here we are on the eve of 1999, which, let's face it, that's the future. By the time 99 rolls around, we're all supposed to be living on Mars like the Jetsons or someone. But no, tomorrow is going to be just like today. The only difference is we're all going to have headaches, we'll be eating Tylenol, and that Prince song about partying like it's 1999 is going to be on the radio a lot. And then immediately we'll start counting down to the end of the century. In 1904, Sir Wilfrid Laurier said, "The 20th century will belong to Canada." Now, I don't know what he meant exactly, but if owning a century means spending half your time sitting around wondering whether you're going to let the country disintegrate and the other half trying to figure out how to save a few bucks by closing hospital beds, well then, by all means, the century belonged to us. Although somehow I'm thinking Laurier had something else in mind, something grand, some sort of vision, which means if he was alive today, he'd have a greater chance of ending up in a loony bin than he would in 24 Sussex Drive. Will the 20th century belong to Canada? We've got 12 months left. Talk about cramming for a final exam to 1999. May it be our finest hour.
She's flat as the prairies and twice as wide. Here's Connie Bloor.
I still got a touch of that affluenza, I guess, eh? Oh, yeah, I had the really bad strain, too. The Christmas affluenza. I was laid up all over the holidays, eh? With the swollen expectations and that rash of overspending. And, well, I was burning up with that shopping fever, eh? And there's no cure, just rest. So I was pretty well staying home, trying to click away the pain and the fear with the remote control box. Remote control. Sort of like my old man, eh? Always kind of cold and remote, but always in control. Watching television is the world's most popular leisure time activity. Television medium. They call it a medium, I always say, because it ain't rare, eh? And certainly nobody's ever seen it well done. Oh, yeah, I'd still be there, eh? Clicking away, stuck like a seagull in the oil slick if they hadn't started playing them year-in-review things. They freak me right out, eh? Oh, yeah, 1998 an instant replay. Like it wasn't bad enough the first time around. They had to show it all to you again. It's so terrifying, eh? Because you're forced to watch old Joe Clark win the leadership race all over again. And he looks so disturbing, eh? Like the handiwork of some semi-skilled taxidermist. See, Joe, didn't we put the spike through your heart back in the 80s? Oh, yeah. This should give you some rest. Maybe for a little while anyway. It should keep you down for a couple of years. Hey, Joe, what do you know? And then they're marching you back through the oral office, eh? With the sperminator and the high hard one, coyly hidden by the blue serge presidential suit, eh? And then it's all cigars, eh? And stains and fellatio interruptus, and we're being forced to revisit the whole sorry mess and bring it all back up again like a bowl of bad clams. Oh, I guess you won't be using that head for much anymore, Monica. It's a far, far better place that you go to now, Bill, than you have ever been. And how many more times, eh, do I have to watch Preston Manning seeping all that phony sincerity and right-wing compassion for the poor, eh, and never being able to quite get that red stain off his neck? Maybe this'll help, Preston. Oh, there it is, gone.
From the University of Guelph, Ontario, shows that women are becoming more sexually aggressive and pressuring more men into sex more often. One common method of pressuring men is apparently simply to say hello.
Civil libertarians agree that the big story of 1998 occurred earlier this month in Ontario, when 19 boys in grade 9 were taken into a phys ed office and ordered to take off their underpants. The vice principal and gym teacher then searched them for $90 that had been stolen from another student's kit bag. Although the money has since been returned, no one knows who took it in the first place. My guess? The gym teacher.
Now let's hear from the man who put the hood back in manhood, Dacey Dunn.
Tonight, the last night of 1998, also marks the last
last night for Dake the Snake Tailhound Extraordinaire done. Oh, yeah. See, when Mona, the girlfriend Mona, got on down to the switchboard down to the Women's Crisis Center, and boy, they kept her on the hop down there. She's wore out, you know, all the time, practicing witchcraft, learning to become a dyke, or at least learning to look just like she's becoming a dyke, home building altars to the goddess, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love a feminist. Every man-hating, bra-burning, ball-breaking last one of them. I love them too much. That's my problem. Mona comes bursting into the cloakroom down to the Christmas party at the center, catching me allegedly copping a few feels off one of her sisters in the struggle. Well, she went up, she cracked. I endeavored to keep my manly composure while trying to explain as best I could how I was innocent enough standing in the cloakroom when suddenly there's Draylene, the young research assistant, screaming something about insects or something crawling around her front. I mean, she was obviously in distress. What could I do but plunge my hands deep down the front of her blouse to try to get the little friggers off of her? And yes, all right, I was lying on top of her when Mona bust in. But that was for one reason, and one reason only. In the dim hopes that the pressure of my body would squat any wily insect that managed to escape my hard-working hands. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Dake boy, why didn't you just ride into hell and try to dry hump the devil's assistant? I shouldn't have done it, I suppose. I know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't know. I suppose I always had what the Japanese refer to as a lower half problem. I'm not ashamed of that. I don't know what kind of shame filter you'd have to have on, you know. Be able to stand up to Mona. Boy, she got me beat down. She will not get off it. I'm wore out. All right. Mona, I'm ashamed, all right? I'm ashamed of being a man, all right? I'm ashamed of those deep primordial urges and stirrings I feel on a daily basis. Geez, I don't know what else I can do, Mona. It's not like I can threaten airstrikes to get you off my back. I got no ground forces I could deploy. All right, I'm going queer. Yes, you heard me, Mona. That is my plan. My resolution for the new millennium. A big, puffy, queer as pink ink resolution. Are you happy now, Mona? Will that shut you up? Yeah, Happy New Year. When tiny little bluebirds fly. What are you looking at? Yeah, I'm practicing, all right? What's it to you? Writing a book? Leave that chapter out and call it a mystery.